Fracking has become a common way to get previously unreachable energy out of the earth. It blasts a mix of water, sand, and chemicals into rock formations, breaking them up and freeing trapped oil and natural gas. But some worry it might be creating health risks for people who live near the wells.
When he would go outside and play in the backyard, he would cough all night long.
We have people reporting health symptoms that live near these sites: nosebleeds, nausea, headaches.
Others who live on the land where the process takes place say that's nonsense.
I haven't seen any real proof that it's harmed any health.
They also fear moves to ban or restrict hydraulic fracturing will take away their constitutional right to benefit from rich minerals beneath their land.
You're taking my property, and you can't do that.
Now, tighter regulations on the 28% of the country that's federal land will make it more expensive and time-consuming to frack. That's infuriating many oil and gas people.
What we've got now is an example of the government overreaching.
Breitling Energy is based in this Dallas skyscraper. Inside, CEO Chris Faulkner says states already put tight rules on the high-tech procedure, and now the feds piling on more will hurt this valuable industry.
It supports 10.1 million direct and indirect jobs. And quite frankly, I think you'd be hard-pressed since 2008 to find a brighter spot in the U.S. economy.
Faulkner says his industry already faces daunting obstacles on the more than 750 million acres where the feds control the mineral rights.
The state will give us a permit on an average of about 35 days. The average permitting time for a federal land oil and gas permit is 227 days. And potentially this may add another 50 to 100 additional days. You're talking about 1 year to get a permit to drill one well on federal land.
Backers of the new rules say they'll only cost a few $1,000s per well, but some opponents say it could be more like $250,000. The new rules force companies to reveal what secret chemicals they use to frack. One company complains if its competitors can find that out for free, it could cost it nearly $400 million. Faulkner complains this type of harmful overregulating doesn't make sense against a business that could help make America energy independent and bring in vast wealth.
It's been instrumental in really attributing to billions, if not trillions, of tax dollars.
Some communities, though, just don't want anything to do with it. In most cases, it's due to unproven fears over health and safety. Denton, Texas is a prime example.
There's a young professor here at the University of North Texas in Denton who helped lead a successful campaign to bring fracking to a halt in the local community.
We were in a situation where it was kind of impossible to make it compatible with health and safety, and so we ended up calling for a ban on hydraulic fracturing in the city of Denton, and that passed last November.
He admits that fracking may indeed help America become the world's #1 energy producer, but he questions the very supposition that that's a good goal.
We ought to reconsider our commitment to more and more energy consumption. You know, I think it's premised on this ideal that somehow more energy equals better life. But if you look at actually indices of happiness, Americans are no happier now than they were 60 years ago when we had half the per capita energy consumption.
I think that's a ludicrous statement.
Faulkner says in the real world, people want energy and more of it.
There's not one model that says that the growth from oil consumption worldwide is not going to increase between now and 2035.
Briggle insists much more research is needed into the side effects of hydraulic fracturing.
I think the overall picture here is we've committed to a technology before we had understood a lot about its unintended consequences.
For instance, it blasts water and chemicals into deep rock to break it up.
We don't have enough monitoring to know what's going on with this water. We do have some evidence to suggest some of the chemicals in fracking are showing up in aquifers.
I think it's really, a testament to President Obama's determination to stymie our industry.
Briggle says Denton's ban may show Faulkner and others in the oil and gas lobby that voters aren't willing to be bought when it comes to their own community.
They spent over $1 million here. We were able to raise about $75,000, so they outspent us 15 to 1. But we beat them, 60 to 40. A lot of people who might have been sympathetic to the oil and gas industry just felt like they were being bullied.
But Faulkner insists hydraulic fracturing's too important and beneficial to stop.
It's about America's going to utilize this resource. They want to buy it from Venezuela, from Iran, from Iraq, from Saudi, or they want to get it from beneath our feet, which helps our country, pays down trade deficits, employs our people, and allows us to fund it at a much cheaper cost.
These new federal regulations are certainly bringing more focus on the practice of fracking, but also bringing up again those questions. Is this a good or a bad thing for America? Or maybe a little bit of both. Paul Strand, CBN News, reporting from Denton, Texas.